Then I want you to think about what a composer does for text setting. Where does he put the important syllables or words? Do you know? What's the strongest beat?
Down.
Okay, right. And what I said is, because you've got all this great energy and you really want to tell the poem, the story, you're accenting each one equally.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And our brains don't process that. We process thoughts and phrases. Language has stress, it has weak and strong syllables, right? And so in order to really help us to understand your story, you need to guide us through that with that. Okay? But it also will free up your breath, because your breath is locked into the notes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? So that's what I want to take all of the good stuff you have and see if we can make it a little bit easier for you singing and for us to understand what you want us to understand. Okay? So we have on the first downbeat, we have that.
Yes.
Okay? So that's wonderful, because that is now sleeps.
Yeah.
I said, now sleeps! No, I don't. Okay? So you've got that breath of feeling that, I imagine those downbeats like a trampoline of energy, that then I soar through the rest of that phrase. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So if you were to do that, now sleeps the crimson petal, now low. Okay, can you try that? Now sleeps the crimson petal, now low. You didn't mean that right. You didn't mean that right, did you? Okay. Crimson petal. You did that,
yeah.
right? Now sleeps the crimson petal, now. But I like what you did there. And see, notice here's the longest note in the thing, right?
Yeah.
In that. And now the white. Good. Again, would you give him a measure so that he can have more control of that downbeat? Now sleeps the crimson petal, now the white. Nor waves the cypress in the palace wall. How did that feel?
Good.
I like the first phrase a lot. The second one started well. That
Okay,
did
yeah.
you feel that?
Yeah,
difference?
I did.
So yeah, nor waves the cypress in the palace walk. The palace, right?
Yeah.
Did you understand the text better? Okay. So you're getting your story what you want to. Your intent is much better. Is it easier for you?
It is.
Yeah. And the thing is that when we have all this energy, we really want to do well. We think that means we have to work harder. No, you just have to work smarter and more efficiently. Okay. So I want to rein in your energy so that you can really do what you want to do. Okay. And part of that could be because, again, I'm just looking at 5 minutes that I've seen you. Being nervous. But my guess is that you tend to overdo instead of trust and let it happen. Is that that make sense to you? Okay?
Yeah.
And both of those phrases came off of that breath of that energy. I want to tell you something. Okay? Allow them into your world. Don't try to. Okay. Hold it. Each one of these it's all this feeling of awe, right? It would be very different if he put nor and now on the strong beats. Now it sleeps, nor wakes, right? But he didn't. There's that feeling of that, and there's your grounding, right? In that breath of wow. And did you feel more connected to your body then? And your body was quieter.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you started off and all that energy was going, right? So until you're ready to go, I would suggest that with all of that energy that you just focus it in whenever you perform, and you would do this backstage so that when you walk on your set, right? Yeah. But it's harder when you're on. There's no backstage. Yeah. So you just create your own backstage of, now let me tell you this beautiful story. Okay? Then let's go to where we get to Firefly Awakens. The Firefly. The Butterfly. Yeah. Okay? So we start at Nor Wings. So again, settle on the downbeat and
Nor winks the goldfish, the watery fall. The firefly wakens, waking up with me.
oh, that's so much prettier. You're not hitting me over the head with each note, and that's not it's a compliment and all that energy. And I have lots of students like you, and it's just like, okay, less is more, Ethan.
Yeah.
Right? And we get into this mode of I really love this, I want it. Okay? Just keep it on the side. You ever seen the bird chasing from the woods and do the dance thing? Keep it on the side. Okay? Because that was so much easier, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what a voiced consonant is?
Yes.
Okay, so the beginning of this word is a consonant voice number. It is. So what pitch do you want to put it on? The F or D flat? Good answer. Yeah. But you're anticipating a little bit earlier than we get a scoop. Okay?
Yeah.
And that would be appropriate in this style. Okay?
Okay.
Here.
Oh, yeah.
Then on that pitch. So if anybody ever says, no Broadway scoop in this,
Yeah.
okay, you can try as much as you want to not scoop, but unless you address what you're doing with that consonant, it's always going to scoop. And then you're just going to keep beating yourself up. So I would just check for that. There were just a couple of those. And they feel really expressive and schmaltzy, but they're not appropriate in closer.
Yeah.
Okay? So I would just watch that a little bit since you understand what voice consonants that's easy for you to fix. But you probably weren't aware that that's